Yo, let's see something. Top chat. Okay. What's up? What up? What up? What is up? So we're just gonna get right into this. Um, Talk about this guy right here and my thoughts. I've been meaning to drop a video for a little bit because for a while about this guy. In particular, excuse me. Um, I like watches. I love watches. I actually own a Rolex Presidential. Um, I've had it for a couple years now. It's actually went up in value. Um, I forget the model name. I'm not some watch connoisseur type kind of guy or whatever. But I've had my Presidential for a while. It's like an older model Presidential. It's from like the 80s or 90s or something like that. But I just wanted to talk about this guy because Anthony and his business, the Timepiece Gentleman or whatever, and my thoughts on his whole confessions of him on I think it was like $5 million or something like that, something crazy off of watch consignment. Um, I just think what everything that's coming out right now. The guy, damn, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but he's like a real big watchmaker. He actually follows me on Instagram. Um, I'm gonna have to probably go online and look him up. But shout out to that guy. I fucking cannot think of his name. But he talked about the whole situation with Anthony and the Timepiece Gentleman and all that good stuff or whatever. And my thoughts is this, right? I'm just gonna get right into this video. Um, I just think guys like him are scumbags. You know what I mean? I think after COVID, when a lot of people were in the house and couldn't really go anywhere, and you had to just watch Netflix for months because everything was shut down and you couldn't go to work, and uh, the Fed was printing a bunch of money and giving out stimulus checks and all this stuff and PPP loans and everything. This was a ample opportunity for scammers and people like him and clout chasing people on social media to kind of showcase their lifestyle or how they live and the things that they got going on and everything like that. And I don't know, man. I just think a lot of the things that you see on the internet, you should kind of like raise your eyebrow at and kind of question. I was talking to Jr. today, my son. I was talking to Jr. and I was telling him, he was like, I was talking to him, it was first day of school, so he was like, I don't want to be an engineer. I want to be a famous person because famous people get all the money. And I'm like, man, don't believe that shit. Don't think that all famous people are rich because a lot of these motherfuckers are broke. Now, Anthony, uh, he said in one of his videos I watched that he had like kind of a silent investor, and they were kind of funding his lifestyle, and he was kind of able to make it larger than life. And I actually talked to Anthony on Instagram before Facebook, IG, or whatever decided to allow everybody to get a blue check. Um, as far as being verified, I actually was already verified. So that kind of catches certain people's attention. Like, well, who's this person? Now it doesn't really have that, I guess you could say, allure like it used to, because I mean everybody has it now or whatever. But whatever, right? But I talked to him briefly. I asked him a question about because he was taking pictures of his watches and his stories, right, on his Instagram, and I thought they look really clean. So I was like, all right, what phone are you using, or are you using a camera to upload all your pictures and stuff like that or whatever. So he said he was using the, 'a, uh, iPhone 14 Pro Max, which I got the same phone. But neither here nor there, whatever. I just think overall, like guys like him, he's like the poster boy for this clout, you know, this clout society that we have. This that's really overboard, overdrawn out. Um, you know, I got to make everything larger than life, and I got a lot of people, and then that in turns, you know, situations like that turn you into throwing your morality out the window because now, you got to steal people's watches and, steal their money and do all this other shit. And, now all your integrity and everything, whatever integrity that he did have left is pretty much out the window. So I really don't like seeing people in bad situations. Like I want to see people thrive and I want to see people win and like listening to a story like it sounds great, like rags the richest type of story or whatever. Like he had like some personal issues and everything like that, and he was able to start his business and really get it going and everything, and it sounded really good. But in the grand scheme of things, all the shit was kind of fake. You know what I mean? And he's not the only one. Like, it's a lot of people on social media that's like just lying, man. They lying to themselves. They're lying to their followers. They're so intoxicated on who follows them, who unfollows them. I want to troll this person so I can be seen and all this other stuff or whatever. And I just think it's ultimately corny and a waste of time. Like you have to believe in yourself within. It doesn't matter if you have a blue check or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter any of that stuff. Um, all right, like it doesn't matter on any of that stuff. Like you know, if you have a blue check, if you're verified or whatever. Like when I got my verification, the only reason why at the time, before Instagram and Facebook changed their what is it, their criteria as far as getting verified. The only reason why I did it was because I was having my music pages uh crossed over with other people that got names similar to mine. So if you looked up my catalog, you would see other people's music under my pages and stuff, and I was trying to filter all that stuff out. So what I had to do was, I had to put in my verification uh, requests, and I had to send them like articles of music that I actually worked on and like actual press that was really talked about. So you know, so in my local town, I was able to get some press from the Baltimore Sun newspaper on a song that I produced for this one artist or whatever. But that's the only reason why I got it. But after I got it, people, it's crazy, man, how social media and clout will actually ruin people's judgment. So once I got verified on Instagram, people that I might have sent messages to that just never like responded, or they might have seen it, but they never clicked in the box or whatever. All of a sudden now they clicking in the box now, and they're responding back to me and everything. And I really don't care about any of that stuff. You know what I mean? I like being verified on social media, or having all these people that follow you and all that. Like that doesn't make you who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like with or without a check, I'm dope in real life. You know what I mean? And I want people to if they cross my path, or if they see my content or whatever the case may be, like they can kind of relate to me, and I can make them laugh, or I can do different things or whatever like that. But other than that, man, you know guys like him, man, they ruin like the game. Like people were just like mentally, people like him, they just mentally empty. Their lives are just in shambles because they gotta fake all this stuff. Like you gotta uh s- fake like you're going to these high end restaurants every day and every week, and you're taking your staff out, and they're not even eating on your dime. They're eating on another person's dime. You know what I mean? You're a silent investor. You know what I mean? And all these other things. And it's just like, you know, somebody that's in this business, you know, they would have to think to themselves like, yo, not really pocket watching, but just, you know, where's this guy getting his money from? You know what I mean? Like, we know you're successful and all that, but I mean, if you're flipping watches, like, you're making a couple thousand off of certain watches, you know what you're not making like 30K profit on a watch unless, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy like that or whatever, you know. You know, you might be making like 2-3 grand or something like along the lines of that, you know. You're not making no crazy profits. Um, but yeah, man, it's just individuals like this, man, they got issues. They really have issues. You know, they're in total denial. It's like everybody else's fault except for their own fault. And, you know, they want to kind of like paint themselves as them being a victim when they're the ones victimizing people. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just going to keep this video short and just give my thoughts on Anthony and the Timepiece Gentleman or whatever. And I actually liked his videos when I first saw his content and everything. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was pretty entertaining, and it was like informative as far as like, you know, how these watch dealers sell watches, and you know how they're able to like determine what's fake and what's real, and you know, as far as the watches or whatever. And just the whole industry within itself, I think is very interesting. I love Rolex. It's like one of my favorite watches. Um, you know, but that's just my thoughts on everything or whatever, you know. And I'm about to close this out shortly. You know, I know I just said this a couple times, but I just like to freestyle these videos and just get my input on, you know, my thoughts on certain situations and what, you know, lessons learned. What can we learn from his situation? You know, we just can't get caught up in the hype. You know what I mean? I learned that a long time ago. Like, you just can't get caught up in the hype. You know, you need to just stay well grounded. You know, you need people that's in your corner that's going to keep you well grounded and chastise you. And, you know, you need those same people that will chastise you when you fuck up. You know what I mean? When you drop the ball and do things that you're not supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? So, but I think that's really important. And that's mainly it, man. And you know, I don't know if people that watch my videos, if they're spiritual or not, but you know, definitely put God first. You know, put God first. You know, and put your family in the forefront as well. You know, and just humble yourself, man. It doesn't matter how quick you get it, or you know what you drive, Ferrari, Mercedes, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, you know, I had the Rolex. You know, of course, you like to flex a little bit and, you know, and enjoy your watch or whatever it is that you're able to obtain. And I had 2 Mercedes-Benzes. I didn't have no Ferraris or nothing like that. But like me personally, that's like one of my goals. I would love to be able to be a Ferrari owner or have one eventually later down the road. You know, I got the house to go with the cars. I got a pretty big house. But that stuff doesn't define me. You know, all these material things that we have, like these Rolexes and, you know, these timepieces, and you know, I got some icy jewelry. You know, like this jewelry and stuff. Like, that stuff doesn't make me who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid, like my house could catch on fire and I could lose everything. But I know what I have is, you know, God, and I have family. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me grounded. And I think, because this dude's like around my age, I think guys like him and guys such as myself, like this, you know, millennials or whatever, like uh, some of us are just like, you know, we came up with certain values as far as, you know, being grounded, um, like, you know, certain values being grounded, but then a lot of us kind of lose our way once we hit a certain level of success, I guess you could say. You know, we just kind of lose sight, and we, you know, we just get, we lose sight and we just kind of get ahead of ourselves, and that's just not a good thing. But yeah, Facebook is messing with my my streaming. I don't know why, but about to get off here, man. I think like I said earlier, the lessons learned with this whole situation, stay down, be humble, do good business, of course. Put God first, love your family, care for your people. Look out for your people. These material things, they're just here for this lifetime. Once we're back with the Most High, that's it. That's it. All this stuff will be gone. So, but I'm gonna get off here. Peace, peace. Appreciate y'all.